Now our first story. The President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has charged the new Chief Justice, Justice Anini Yeboah, to ensure the modernization, decency and fairness in the country's justice delivery system. The President also described as unacceptable the practice where some judges gave rulings and orders without reason. President Akufo-Addo was speaking at the swearing-in ceremony of Justice Anini Yeboah at the Jubilee House. Latif Idris was at the ceremony and has come through this report.
Justice Anini Yeboah has today become the 26th Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana since 1876, following the Supreme Court ordinance. He is also the 5th male Chief Justice and the 7th to be appointed in Ghana's 4th Republican government. At his swearing ceremony here at the Jubilee House, President Akufo-Addo says he expects nothing but decency and also to continue what his predecessor, Justice Sophia Akufo, started with the reforms in Ghana's justice delivery system.
I expect decency, discipline, fairness, hard work, deep-seated respect for the rule of law, and the continuing modernization of judicial activities to be the hallmarks, too, of his era as Chief Justice. The judiciary has the onerous responsibility of being the bulwark of the defense of the liberties and rights of our people. It can only carry out that task well if it has their unalloyed respect. As I've stated before, the situation where judges prefer judgments on the basis of decisions from lower courts and cite them as law is not acceptable, and even less so when judges cite no authority at all for their rulings and give orders without reasons. I assure Chief Justice Anini Yeboah that I'll be a reliable and trusted partner of the judiciary so that the executive and judiciary can cooperate in a spirit of mutual respect to entrench good governance for the advancement of our people.
The Constitution and laws of the Republic of Ghana. The Constitution and laws of the Republic of Ghana, so help me God. So help me.
In his acceptance speech, Chief Justice Anini Yeboah listed the many challenges currently plaguing the judiciary and assured the President of going all out to address them.
I have solemnly made 3 oaths for which I will be responsible to this country and to my Creator. These promises to be loyal to the Republic and faithfully perform the functions of my office without fear or favor, affection or ill will guide me daily in all decisions I take in my role as Chief Justice. During my vetting by Parliament, it was evident that the following issues concerning the judiciary were of concern to the representatives of the people of Ghana: the integrity of the judiciary and the continuing perception of corruption, delays in the justice delivery system, poor infrastructure of the courts and residences of judicial officers, inadequate resources for the running of the judiciary and justice delivery system, challenges surrounding the legal education in Ghana. I want to assure the people of Ghana that I will continue to jealously guide the integrity of the judiciary as my predecessors in office have done, and will take all necessary steps to ensure that during my term of office, solutions are found to these issues of concern. In doing so, Your Excellency, I will count on your support to secure the much-needed financial resources for improved and efficient justice delivery.
Former Health Minister under the erstwhile John Dramani Mahama administration, Alex Segbefia, is confident the new Chief Justice will transform the country's legal system.
His CV speaks for itself. He's gone through the whole legal process, acted as a lawyer, was working in Kofredwa, then moved into the High Court, moved from the High Court into the Court of Appeal, and then to the Supreme Court. And he's been in the Supreme Court for a number of years. So in terms of his competence, ability, that is not in question at all. There are others who were in the play, and the question was who was going to make the ticket. By God's grace, it has fallen on him. It's an onerous task, but we all believe that he's up to it, and we wish him well in his endeavors as the Chief Justice.
Justice Ansah, who was a caretaker Chief Justice when Justice Ofaye Kufu's tenure ended in December last year, gives way today as Justice Eninia Boy's role takes immediate effect.
Well, more than 40 kiosks have been burnt to ashes at a slum under the ACHIMOTA overhead bridge right here in Accra. Now, residents are counting their losses after the incident. Eyewitnesses say the fire started from one of the wooden kiosks belonging to a son of the landlord who had sold his piece of land to Makipap. They suspect the fire was deliberate because the new landowner had paid tenants to vacate the property.
Sister Biba say Jeba, ye na Jan, who say Jan free say never. Jimmy Pia me who me ban if you mean in Paco, Jeffrey Minsamuso. Minyabanina, she me ban crabona who yamen. Never meaning United Damasa now see Johnny Bona make it done, say Duganda me who nip you. Me who nip you. Me pacho bi na de ma busumi de echiasi asase sika tete Ghana ema ye afra asase rano
Because you asase ro
da bi wo ye o ti azi wo ho wo ye
asase ro ho ji da bia
ejane na free
ejane free street for na ti na eba yo no oh me ba no
me o 2 years
where you fa
why
me huni
oh ya bema oh 2 years
I'm so kitagwe
ana me say why 2 years na wu no why akwa no so o kuto obi why wan wu say sister ni o tu for ne ba enya ne niema
aka eno aso omoda ekire wono amoko abaso omoda so omoko edena so omoda catch omo any 3 days so obi anyi kiosk free wo em say 3 days and then 4 days ekire wo ani mo aka ho anum kan yetel
enya kwa
on dey tu obi nya aka so mo free wo no wa so omo tam no omo nkoye I want to say Janet she any day ye ni baby Jenny free buy the tier no landlord ne e da na o tu free mo me na me da mu light ekura nim light ekura me nema legum me mattress me tape ene e plastic chairs ne me tare ne me pabo ne me bags ne go eso me buy ekura ni nyina hye enya dia me use light ekura me ni say ho ne me tra won che e papa wu ni tina ma me buy itinya dia me use light ekura nim enya dia me use light ekura jani me ba befi me mo adwuma na wo frame na buy ho nyina hye it is obi na eze bia me ni wona bia wo pay me di boni no dia beto dia hope me omo nya tu obi aka ya tu obi aka so free wo to mo wani ma no mo kan wo akire ono omo wo ne tu omo nyina aka so mo nyi omo kia so free wo intimi e frame kofi yentumi e frame ya asarantoa
na Johnny free Hanete, a Johnny free, a friend man be a from assassin, a honey young yet, and see a from assassin, so I know a Johnny free, a from assassin, but no a marble shield, not first fit any bit or no matuno, into a matu fit any no, because of an assassin I want a from a chinomaton, into a matunity, because of matunity, not shield no my bono, fit any boy, my bokios was here. So Johnny started here, boys near one round. We have for to see a bedroom channel by a core pressure now. Shade a Johnny to me exploding it, not a containing heat no down or more. Any 10 minutes and a hanging national because of that shield now my bonny tea. And Obika Omuni honor. Omunim be see okay, cars be cars actually they fit any back over your children and the cars. Actually, the Mekoham who's a car bear 4 5 na see the other side. But yeah.
I have to take you to northern Ghana, where scores of farmers in the Sisala West district of the Upper West region are counting their losses after another fire also ravaged their farms over the weekend. One of the victims is the regional best maize farmer, John Dima, who so far seemed to have lost some 31 acres of his produce, though the cause of the fire is yet to be ascertained. He tells JoyNews many farmers currently are devastated by their losses and want government's assistance.
There is a colleague of mine, he also lost his farm produce, and the tractor was even burnt to ashes. One of them too, who also happened to be an ad grower of mine, he also lost, I think, 5 acres.
What triggered the fire? Do you know?
I think it's a traveling fire. Well, we actually saw the fire at a far distance, and we've been hunting and trying to block it. We hunted the fire almost 3 days, and it didn't get to the site before they came. They came to the village for the funeral. And in anticipation that it may come there, that is even one of the reasons why some of them gone back to check on the...
Was there an intervention by the fire service?
No. Last 3 years, I encountered a similar incident. But when we brought the fire service, they couldn't enter the farm. You know, the type of land preparations we did normally do was some portions of the field is not harrow. It's just a big plow. So when you bring the fire service fire tender, when they enter and they listen, get into some of the gutters that the tractors created during plowing, they are not able to move.
How do you feel right now?
Oh, you can. We are not talking about small money got lost. It's quite. I'm very sad with it. And at the moment, some of them too were back, and we shelled them and backed them, but they are close to the chaff of the maize. So we haven't picked them. And once the fire is huge, that some of the back got melt, but we could still pick the maize anyway. But once they melt and they got burned and the grains fall to the ground, if you are even picking, you cannot pick all, and the quality too will be challenged over here. Well, when you are picking them, stones will definitely get their ways into the grains.
We'll have to turn attention to some other stories. Now, we'll go to the Ashanti region, where Zongo chiefs are concerned about the increasing rate of child marriages in their communities. Now, girls between the ages of 10 and 16 currently are falling victim to early and forced marriages in Zongo communities in the Ashanti region. Some families continue to push female minors into such relationships almost every week. And this is in contravention of Ghana's Children's Act, which pegs the minimum age of any marriage at 18. Ohimi Tewia has been following the issue.
Police Domestic Violence and Victim Support Unit has rescued 3 victims of child marriage in Kumasi in the last 2 months. They include 2 junior high school students and a senior high school student whose father has since been convicted for his role in his daughter's case. DOSU officials say child marriage is still prevalent despite introduction of free senior high school and other state interventions to support education of children. Superintendent Susanna Derry heads the unit in Ashanti region.
Child marriage in Ashanti region is generally not that common. It is only found in certain communities which is occupied by people who practice different culture and then different religion. Generally, the Muslim communities, they practice the child marriage. But I also see that it is a kind of practice that they don't see anything wrong with. The laws of Ghana do not accept that, but for them, with their beliefs, they think that it is right. And so if you go to those communities, they still practice child marriage.
16-year-old SHS student was being married off to a Wenchi-based electrician against her will of furthering her education. She is now back to school under strict surveillance of police and school authorities following a court order. The father was convicted and sentenced to a fine of 2,400 Ghana cedis.
There were cooking going on, and also where the child was kept. All this was gathered and then brought back to me. So we now embarked on the operation. With the help of SWAT and the anti-armed robbery squad, We were able to get some armed men to accompany me and my investigator to the scene. And we went in, forcibly took the girl out without anybody questioning because of the scene. They had seen armed men around, and we rushed her out of the area to my office and subsequently to a shelter for temporary safety.
And we have to end the news, but I know you love this. Her father is a renowned Jamaican reggae artist whose music continues to impact people and societies across the world. Born James Chambers and widely known as Jimmy Cliff, the award-winning singer became famous by the age of 14 for a hit titled Hurricane Hattie, and later popularized with reggae music nearly 70 years later. Now, though Odisa Chambers did not directly take after her father's music prowess, she's making her own name in television production and presenting. Komladum caught up with her on her latest visit to Ghana. What a way, Jamaica, to also be a daughter of Jimmy Cliff will be one of a wonder, won't it be? And that's a great interaction Komladum had with Odisa Chambers. I hope you loved it. I did. Year of Return, still continuing 2020, I believe, because it will always leave an indelible mark in the minds of many a person who visits Ghana. And I hope that you're having some great interaction so far as we begin the show. But we have more. We'll review the newspapers, then we'll take you into the groove of our main conversation. And today we have two main ones. The first one is still assessing the Akufo-Addo-led administration. We've now gotten ourselves starting the fourth year of the Akufo-Addo administration. And we started with the economy. We did transparency, governance, and related corruption issues. That was on Tuesday. And today, we're focusing on security. And so we're going to have Mr. Albert Young of OneUp joining us. And the second also is looking at the newly sworn-in Chief Justice of our country, Justice Anini Yeboah. Just on Tuesday, the president swore him into office, but he also promised to have some great impact. But it was important that related issues of modernizing judiciary, speedy adjudication of cases were paramount during his tenure. We'll see as we assess how the expectations are of him, and at the end of his period in office, what we expect of his administration and his impact. I know you love that conversation as well. Mama Bioso Abuaji will be on hand to give us those great interactions. You will enjoy it. Right now, let's tell you what's dominating the front and back pages of the newspapers, and when we do come back, we will also bring you the latest sports headlines. Stay with us. You're still watching the AM Show right here on the channel.